Let's see. So hopefully I am live right now, and we'll see how well it goes. But anyways, hello, Kaiji Seekers. Welcome to as it says right there, it's a live stream test. I've been out of the live streaming game for a little bit now, mostly just due to me having a new setup, and basically I had to try to find the best way to get basically a good Wi-Fi signal and set up a new router and everything. But I just did that today. So this test is gonna basically just be seeing how well things turn out. And yeah, so again, just gonna be chatting away here because I didn't really have any topics to look over. There have been a few things over the past week though that I may do a little chatting about just because it's stuff I saw that I thought was interesting and I thought could be addressed because it was a pretty big uproar, I think earlier in the week and a little bit at the end of last week, to where you had people who were basically dealing with like false information, leaks, things like that on different, I think for the -1 synopsis that was found a little while ago, that was being toted around as like this legit synopsis, basically, to where you had like the rough plot outlines for Godzilla -0, and it was, what was that? I want to get the name right because Kaiju number 14, I believe it was him who was spreading this misinformation. And hey, what's up, Zen? Let me know if things are going good because I just set up like a new like router or Wi-Fi extension. So let me know how the stream is going up for you. But yeah, I actually even bought an Ethernet cable to set that up. So I got that finally, just in case. But like I said, yeah, I'm just testing the waters, see how the stream goes. I had paused my StreamYard membership for a little bit too. So if all things go well, I'll restart that back up and all right, let's see. I'll try. Shoot, I don't have my headphones. But let's see if I just have a fan on. If that's the background noise. And then let me see if I can do the echo thingy. Audio. Well, echo cancellation is on. So let's see. I don't know what much I can do. But yeah, anyways, actually, I doubt anyone would want to come on so late for some other people. It's only 10 o'clock for me, so that's the... Let's see, to test how much later is do this. So I just saw that pop up right now, just in case. I'll also just pull it up here on my YouTube. Count 1, 2, 3. How that doesn't seem to... Oh, hey Scarlett, good to see ya. If you're in here, welcome to a test stream. It's not the usual thing I do, but hi, what's up? Hope things are going well. The beeping in the background, yeah, I guess that gets picked up. It's basically one of the alarms to my thermometers, because I have snake. I have snakes in here, so they're attached to some alarms. Sometimes when it reaches a certain threshold, it starts beeping, and there's nothing much I can do about it. So I'll probably just be there in the background. Heard it wasn't someone's last day. Hope all is well. Oh yeah, actually, that's some work stuff you may have heard. But yeah, someone's last day at work. I can text you about it later, Scarlett. All right. I think it's probably just the computer mic, because I literally just have my computer here with me, and I don't know if I have my headphones that I can connect to with this one. That's usually what I use, but I haven't streamed in a while. Well, I hope to see you soon, Scarlett. It's been a hot minute since we last hung out, and I think I've told you we've been hitting up Kura Sushi a lot as of yet. By external mic, do you mean like the headphones? Because I usually use the headphones, like just the headphones, and whatever comes with that. Either the wireless ones, Bluetooth, or if I have my little, I might have that one actually. I might go looking for it. Yeah. Oh yeah. But I guess go back to what I was saying before about Kaiju number 14. That stuff was funny, like, because I guess I had always followed Kaiju number 14, and I never really knew. Like, I would hear stuff, people like, oh, he spreads misinformation. I thought it was just like a one-off thing that he would do, but I guess I guess it was there's more depth to it than I knew, because apparently he would always spread misinformation like that, and like yeah, I use headphones. Yeah, I guess with a mic attached. Like I have one. I don't know if it works at all. I might try and see if that works right now. But it has like the little mouthpiece. I have the Bluetooth headsets that I just use, or like if I'm ever, because when I'm on the phone, like when I join any of you guys, I'm usually either on AirPods or something like that. But yeah, and then like I was saying, like it's just weird to see, because for for forever, I never knew it went that deep. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I will copy link and I'll send it to you on the cord. So I hope it's not, too much of an inconvenience for you, since it is early in the morning. Really early in the morning. I hope you got work tomorrow. And then, let's see here. There you go. Friends. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. If you want to hop on and just see what we can do. Just got home from the bar. Oh my God. So, when will I do that? I'm gonna go to that. Just so I can rummage through my room here, because see if I can find those headphones. Computer charge, but like I said, I've been set up in this new place for a while. It's not like a new place, basically. It's just a new room, and For some reason, my Wi-Fi never reached this place well, even though it should be within the square foot radius of my room or of the router, but I guess it never really managed to reach all that way. So that's why I've been out of the game with streaming. But hopefully now, if things are going well, so long as I'm not like roboting. Anyone in the audience right now, let me know if I'm roboting and or cutting off, because that's my main concern. And I would basically, yeah, I'll just go ahead and put the link down in Zim server if anyone wants to come on and just chat, because that would be a good way to test if this also helps with letting people join. I'm also going to test later if, let me see here. Let me see if these headphones work, because I've tried it on other stuff, but it never seems to work that well. Which device did you play? Yeah. Let me see. What the? Okay, I don't think these things have the thing. I thought they had the thing. Is there any change at all? Let me know. Let me know, anyone, if there's a change in the audio quality. But I don't even think these are microphone headphones. But if there is a change in quality, let me know. No change in quality? Alrighty then. Yeah, but again, what sucks is I don't remember where I put my darn headphones. Or at least the Bluetooth ones. I don't even know if they're charged if I found them. No change, you sound fine? Alright. As Zim said, there's a little bit of an echo. If there's any echo, let me know. Or any roboting. Anyways, if anyone who's been watching the channel recently, you'll know that I've been uploading a few more videos yet, and it's been pretty fun editing that background audio. Yeah, forgive that. As right now, oh man, my laptop is getting a little warm. I may just have to work on getting a new mic next, because I basically I didn't spend too much on the new extension thing, or I got a pretty good one. I was debating on which one I wanted to get, because there were like 3 I had in mind that I've been researching. In the shower and then jump in. Alrighty, well, appreciate it, guys. If you guys want to chat more, because it's always good to chat. I've got more than enough time because I'm an LA local, so I live on the correct time zones. You guys want to live halfway across the country or the world in some cases, when y'all can just join me and we can make a Kaiju Tuber vlog house. If anybody wanna chat just for a little bit for my test stream. Anyways, but back to the other topic. Yeah, it was just crazy to see, because I didn't know Kaiju number 14 was that much of a blatant misinformation spreader, because I only ever just see him for like the small tidbits of news and or just the small memes every now and again. But I guess it just ran deeper than I thought, because apparently he had beef with Wikizilla, and a few other of my like mutuals and acquaintances on Twitter as well. And it was just, I think there's this bigger attention, or more attention these days, to things like that, with leaks and just information being spread around that's detrimental to the industry, and by that extent to the fandom. And I think there should be attention called onto it, because it would only like help the connection between the fandom and the industry in a way that lets them communicate in a proper way. And that way maybe they'll listen more to the fandom when it comes to things like criticism, feedback, things like that. And people that I know, like D-Man, Kaijunaut, and all that, Mike's Monstrosities, I think those guys are the most vocal about it um, these days. I think they each made like their own videos, or to some extent a like addressing of the situation, because it was just so sudden and like very in your face, because like I feel like everybody like tuned in to like what people had to say, and like just what was going on Twitter. I mean, Twitter these days is like a cesspool of different factions going at it, different people, um, and yeah, it's just a shit show all the way. Da, 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 da. Trying to think. Where in is the world? And some of my headphones. And speaking of Mike's Monsters, who I mentioned, I have met him on a few occasions, Mike's Monsters, because whenever I work for the or like the past 2 years, I have worked the Godzilla Little Tokyo event for the pop up. Mike's Monsters always shows up, so it's always cool to meet him. And there's always a few YouTubers who I meet through those events. If you watch um, uh, my recap of the other year before that, I mentioned him, and Kaiju Chris, who I was sad didn't come last year for the event. It would have been cool, because the first year they did it, they had Kaiju Chris in the suit that he made come up, and I've met him like on previous occasions as well. Whenever he visits the Little Tokyo area, it's always a fun place, and you never know who you're gonna meet. Like I've met like a good few amount of friends there, so that'll be cool to see. Yeah, I guess the beeping still going on, but again, not much I can really do about it other than muffle it. And it's always like 1 degree off. Like it's never too bad, because I keep the humidity in my snake's tub pretty consistent, but like it'll be like 1 degree off and cause the alarm to go on. But it is what it is. And then I've also been going through my collection lately. There's been a bunch of new stuff I've been collecting. Like you've probably seen my a Kaijunaut collector log that I've been working on. And yeah, here's another guy. What up, Groot?
Ah,
How's the audio coming?
I hear you fine.
Same to you. You're coming in through pretty good. Did you just finish watching the movie?
Correct.
Was that in theaters, or
Yeah,
was
like
it like a Fathom event, or?
I don't. No, it wasn't a Fathom event or anything. I think that for context, the Uma Musume beginning of a new era movie. I'm pretty sure Cygames has handled distribution themselves.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I know for most like
I
anime movies, it's either like a Fathom event or something.
I came in after the trailer started, but not once during it did I see any like anything about like Fathom hosting it. Not even online. Fathom never posted anything about this, so I'm
hmm,
inclined to think they handled distribution themselves.
that's interesting. Yeah, I know. Like, I think it might be like yeah, not the usual thing. Because whenever I go to like a Fathom event movie or even like an artsy type of movie,
All
there
all of the
usually be
Ghibli
yeah,
movies were Fathom events. Um, the only one of those that I ever watched was Howl's Moving Castle because I was in the middle of stuff when they did that.
yeah.
Being a broke college student was not fun.
I've heard the stories. What up, Zim?
The ceiling.
That's right,
No
as
shit.
always.
Yeah, so like audio wise you sound fine. It's just the echo not the echo, the beeping I hear in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing it now. So, like, Vic, are you low on health? Do you need to get some healing items?
Yeah, bro, sounding like a Spartan from Halo CE.
Nah. Like I said, I have a
Yeah.
thermometer alarm for my snake, so
You have a
it'll
snake?
be. Yeah,
I didn't know this.
yeah. I'm a reptile enthusiast, so I've been like
Damn scaly.
having reptiles all my life. Right now, I have a adult and baby ball python, and then I also have a baby sand
Oh,
boa as well.
I want a ball python. I think they looks. I handled one when I used to do volunteer work at my local aquarium when I still lived in Oklahoma, and like it was this one ball python. He was big, but he was an absolute sweetheart.
Hmm.
A very common thing he did is he would hook his tail into your pocket, so you just couldn't put him up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he told you, that he likes you and he wants you. Now he can do this the easy way or he can do this the hard way. The choice was yours.
Well, if he was trying to do the hard way, I still won.
Well, I mean, you know what they say about constrictors. Thick
Oh.
thighs save lives.
They don't have thighs, Zim, you fucking idiot.
They have thighs. They're just like super like underdeveloped and like non-existent.
Your
True
thighs
that.
are underdeveloped and non-existent.
My thighs are extremely meaty. Thank
Prove
you
it.
very much. Click. There you go. That's for Zim fans. Only Zims.
Yeah, I just got back from a few hours ago. I just watched Uma Musume Beginning of a New Era. This is the third time I have seen it.
Bruh. What's it called? Because I was listening to I heard you come on as I was like turning on my computer.
Yeah.
Vic, I'm curious. Did the beeping stop, or did you change the setting on your computer on your like StreamYard?
I just muffled it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Doing what exactly? Like
I just put a
remove.
pillow over it.
Oh, okay. Wait, take the pillow off. I'm curious. Go into settings and then do reduce background mic background noise.
Damn it, man.
Watch that make it louder.
Audio. Oh, let's see here. It wasn't enabled.
Now say something.
Hello.
I can still hear it, but it is very faint.
It is very faint now. I'm thinking probably if anything, like you should probably just invest in getting like a snowball mic or like a regular Blue Yeti, because then if you use the muffle there, then you won't have to worry about that at all, because I think I only hear it when like you talk. Yeah, because I just heard like the rise of the beep as you said something, but like because right now you're like saying essentially nothing, everything around you is muted. And then if you're using like a Blue Yeti or a Snowball, you can adjust like where like what audio actually is going to impact the mic itself, because that's what I use. If anything, I can probably just buy you a mic and just ship it to you.
Oh, well, that would be very much appreciated. I'll probably have to look into it myself as well because, like I said, right now the thing I invested in was the Wi-Fi extender. So
No, that's a good investment.
yeah,
I am currently still job hunting, but I have an interview on Tuesday.
Hey, congratulations.
that's
So
good.
What
I'm
time's the
hoping
interview at?
2 p.m. my time.
You're EST now, right?
No,
Because you're Florida.
I'm still in Central actually. So Florida actually has 2 time zones.
Oh, you're at the back end of Florida?
Yeah, I am like I'm not in the peninsula.
Okay.
I'm not gonna dox myself.
No. What's it called? I have a pretty good idea, like generally where you are if you aren't in the EST then. So you cannot dox yourself because I already know where you are.
You ain't ever gonna find me. I'll feed your ass to the alligators.
Bro, I will John Wick you.
You will try.
Bro, I will John Wick you, and then you will be like, it was just a fucking dog, and then I'll be like, heh, Vector, go pew pew. And then I can open up your corpse's mouth and then drop my balls in it and do the Halo teabag.
Try me. Please, I can't laugh too loud. My fucking granddad is asleep, bro.
You'll be like, boy, you ain't consorting with tar skins, won't you? In here, Florida, we don't appreciate that. Is that a Zigga right there?
Oh hell no, bro! I cannot fucking the only he just leaves the channel on fucking Fox News, and I want to put my head and throw the wall. I hate listening to those people.
Yeah, your first mistake was listening to news in general. I don't listen to news.
No, I don't like. He just leaves it on there. I think it's because when it's not showing those dumbasses, it's showing the shows he likes. Because for some reason, I don't know why, my granddad likes Big Bang Theory.
That's a good show.
I hate it.
I binged it all like just the other year.
I really don't like it. I'm sorry.
It is like one of those shows where if it's on TV and there's nothing else to watch and I'm not in my house and I have no way to connect to the internet, I'll watch it. Otherwise, no. Like, it was kind of fun when I was younger, but now I'm just like, no.
So you wouldn't turn the TV off if you were
like if I'm out at like a hotel or something and I have like nothing better to do, then like yeah, I'll just watch it just to be entertained. Like if I have no book, no drawing pad, no nothing, and that's my only option, I'll do that.
Even then, I'm just like, I would rather like do anything else. I will find something to do rather than I hate it. I do not like Big Bang Theory.
I don't hate it. It's just I'm just indifferent to it. I'm just very indifferent to like a lot of things these days.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't want to hijack the stream to talk about the movie, but
feel free to. You know, this is just like a test stream, so never really any topics we can't cover.
Honestly, this is my third rewatch, so according to Del Toro, me and this film are now married.
Have you consummated the marriage, though?
What do you mean?
Well,
I will
said
neither confirm nor deny that I have the horse.
Vic, what he's saying is that he wants to stick it inside a horse. I'm scared.
I did not have relations with that horse.
No. I did not have sexual relations with that horse. My name is not Vaush.
But no, I didn't. No, you can't prove shit.
I mean, we can do tests, you know. We'll
Hell no. Yeah, on rewatch, I think the film gets better every time I rewatch it, because the first time I was like, I think it's good. I feel like it has a bit of an imbalance in its cast, but like on my third rewatch, I don't believe in that criticism anymore. I think it's between its four main characters, Jungle Pocket, Agnes Tachyon, Manhattan Cafe, and Dansu Flame, like, it does a pretty good job balancing it. And then you got the tertiary characters like Fuji Kiseki and all that. And I think every character I feel gets their like time to shine. And I forgot how much Dansu actually like is relevant. She gets a lot of stuff. Obviously Agnes Tachyon is the star of the movie. She is what everyone is there for. But yeah, I think the film is really good, and I think you can tell this was something that they worked really hard on, because we're learning more behind the scenes stuff now with the English release, and this film has been in development for closer to 3 years. Like they've had this, like, they were working on the film for a while. And I think it shows, because what they made is really good. Like I know, full bit drop. I think the series in general is just really good.
You said this was your third rewatch?
This is my third time watching the film.
When did this film come out?
Originally? Good question. I think it's Japanese released. Hang on. I'm actually away. I had to stop what I was doing so I can get back on my laptop.
Because like I know with animated films, especially in Japan, like it really depends on like the production, because like they can either work on it until release or have it like sitting in some vault somewhere.
Yeah. So the Japanese release was actually May of 2024.
Oh.
The film's been like, yeah, it was like when the global international release of the game happened in about summer of last year, that the entire series just exploded. But it has been big in Japan for a while.
Cool. So they had been working on it for 3 years until 2024?
Yeah, which indicates to me that they were in year 2 of the game when they started working on this, which makes sense. If I remember stuff from the Japanese game schedule, Jungle Pocket as a character got released right then. But Agnes has been in the game since like day one. But yep.
How long has it been out in the States? Or
this is day 1.
Ah, okay. Makes
like
sense.
Yeah. I didn't see anything about it being like, they said it's only in like 600 theaters in the US, so
that's pretty small.
But there wasn't anything about it not being like any like, oh, it's from this date to this date. No, they just said this is when it's out and hope you see it.
What was the like how many people were in the theater?
I want to say a little more than half of the theater was full. You know, no one ever sits in the first 3 rows. But the rest of the rows were pretty full. Bunch of other people into this. I brought my stupid Agnes Tachyon plush with me to this showing, and when I put it up, everyone just started cheering, and it was really funny.
That's always good.
I bought it specifically for this, just because I thought it would be funny. It's sitting on my bed right now. Super fucking smug grin. She acts like she owns the place. She does.
I'm listening to you guys goon about horses.
There's nothing gooning here.
You say that, but I sense it.
Agnes ain't even like one I have the hots for.
You say that, but I can tell.
You can't prove shit. You don't know my women. You don't.
I can
know
hear it in your voice, boy. I can hear that.
I'm laughing.
I hear it. I hear it in the subconscious of your soul. You're like,
Well, no, Crew's room.
no,
Temple Demon when he draws his first female OC.
Vic. No, Vic. He's like, nay for me.
Shut up.
It's like, that's a good mare. Nay for me.
Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
He's gonna take his horse to the old town road and he's gonna ride till he can't no more.
Shut the fuck up. I can't.
No, the thing was like the first thing I'm thinking of is like if Minecraft sees this, and I'm like, he should do it in animatic, and I'm just imagining it as our kaiju. It's just Pocho in the background with Zidon being like, "Shut the fuck up," and I'm just making the joke, but it's Zidon on top of a regular sized horse. It's like a horse PNG. It's not even like an Uma Musume character. It is a literal horse PNG.
You get like, no, it's literally just the apple emoji horse.
Oh no.
But like, yeah, I think the film someone else who's not as biased to the film could probably find something else that might be wrong with it, but as it stands, I couldn't see anything like seriously wrong with the film.
I know, at least for myself, like obviously being not like a expert on the Musume of Uma, I have really no place in the discussion, but I've heard like people are really enjoying it. And I'm like, hey, there you go. I'm happy for them.
Jungle Pocket's one of my favorite characters from the series. I want to say probably top 15. I don't know, but like there are a lot of characters in the series that are just really good or just funny. The series in general doesn't take itself like it's weird. Like it's definitely got its moments where it's just serious, but the series in general is very lighthearted.
Question.
It's not.
Did the Umas with eye patches have it for aesthetics, or did the horse lose an eye in real life?
None of them. I believe it is aesthetic, but there are typically like reasons for them having it. I'm trying to remember. Can you give me an example of a character who had that happen?
I don't know, because like when I was watching the first season and the second season, I think of like Pretty Derby, I saw horses with eye patches. I was like, is that aesthetics or?
So you might be thinking of when Goldship gets her eye injured.
No, it wasn't Goldship. I know there was like just some characters who had eye patches.
I'm trying to remember because, like, I need example because on my instinct is that it is an aesthetic thing, but typically they do stuff like that for like history. Because, like, for God's sakes, some of the zippers, the design on them is meant to reflect like their number of big wins the real life horse had.
Let me see here. I'm gonna share my. Can I share my screen on this one?
You probably should be able to.
There you go. Let's see if you see this. This one right here. This is one I remember.
Queen Berry. I'm pretty sure that is.
I'm a man of God.
Yeah. I believe, Queen Berry isn't representative of anyone. This is what the series is. Series is functionally has what is a mob Uma. Basically, they're background characters. So they don't have the same design restrictions as, say, characters like the same design philosophy. They're just made to look interesting. But like take Ogre Cap, for example, the one that your curse is on. Her headband, the yellow diamonds, that is a design that was on the real life jockey silks of Ogre Cap's jockey.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, she must be pretty popular because I think a lot of my friends really.
Oh no, Ogre Cap is, I want to say, no, people love Ogre. Just like, she's probably she's one of the most popular. I want to say second most behind Agnes Tachyon. Because she's also the main, she's the protagonist of the new anime Cinderella Grey.
Yeah,
I might have to watch that one because I did enjoy Pretty Derby.
Cinderella Grey is really good. If you thought like, I think I love Pretty Derby, but season 1 especially, you can tell what was going on behind the scenes. Not that I think season 1 is bad, but it is in the kind of rough around the edges because they were still trying to figure out what this new idea even was and where they should go with it. Because I've looked into it. The Uma Musume as just a series, before it even started making official releases, went through development hell. There was a lot. It was initially planned to be a lot more stereotypically anime, if that makes sense. With a lot more what you could identify as tropes from anime, and it just didn't sit right with a lot of the real life owners of a lot of the horses because they had to get the rights to use their likeness for the series. So much so that some of the horse they went with the Yuri bait route, and specifically with 2 characters, and it didn't sit right with the owners, and they almost pulled the rights so they couldn't use those characters. So they were course correcting throughout most of the series' early years because initially the series was going to be way more focused on the idol aspect, but as they've gone past that, it's focused a lot more on just sports.
Interesting.
And I think a lot of the ideas from, especially the original pitch video, if you can find it, it's not that hard to find on YouTube. You don't got to show it now, but it's very reflective of their priorities at the time. And a lot of the stuff is interesting, but I'm also very glad a lot of it didn't make the cut. Because I think the series is a lot better now for what it has been turned into, and I think it is going to last a lot longer. Because it is a lot more just about honoring the legacies of these real animals while turning them into cute, marketable horse girls, because Japan.
Oh, Nippon.
I love it. Never get tired of it. But yeah, so like the early years, actually, Zim, here's a fun little thing. You ever seen the meme of that one anime girl singing Ballin'?
Yes.
That's from Uma Musume Season 2.
It is?
Yes, that clip is Tokai Teo. It is that song of, them saying, I put the new fudgies on the tea. Yeah, that is a clip from Uma Musume Season 2.
I'm dead. I've also seen it as the Kim Jong-un one. Kim Jong-un is a master of good. Me and P. Diddy had a sneaky look. He showed me his super thick ding-a-ling. Jeffrey Epstein touched me when I was a teen.
But yeah, that's just one of those many things that I learned. I've also learned that the original theme song of the series, Uma Pyoi, was also a meme a few years back.
Oh God!
You ever seen that
spreading?
No, it's been present, Zim. You've never been safe. It's been around for a long time. Zimistan is going to fall.
No, the Zemjahadin will save the West. We will purge the Kafir.
There is no saving it. There is death.
We will hide out in the mountains with our AKs and our IEDs.
You
You will not
cannot
corrupt
stop
us.
it. You cannot stop what is coming.
Silence Kafir.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
I like your funny words, Magic Man. Oh, speaking of animated things, we apparently got a name to what Fang's children are in Primal, so that was fun.
We did?
Yeah,
I
we
haven't
did.
seen Primal Season 3. Don't talk about it.
It's no, because you know her Fang's kids from season 2.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so we know what their names are. Apparently, he did AMA on Reddit, I think. The male is called Spike, and then the female is Sonia.
Sonia. Not
Yeah.
the name I would have picked.
It's because it's a Robert E. Howard reference because her head's red. It's a reference to Red Sonia, just like how Spear and Fang's names are a Robert E. Howard reference as well. Which is kind of like, I get like the male's name being Spike because he has like horns like his dad, but like if you wanted to name him after a Robert E. Howard character, if you wanted to keep the S names, you could do Sonia and Solomon, which would be a reference to Solomon Kane, but it is what it is. I'll allow it.
Yeah, also, I saw that AMA that the Hellpick things were based off Andrew Sarkis.
Okay, so they're not Intellidont, they're Andrew Sarkis. Interesting.
Yeah, which makes them a really they're based off of. They aren't actually Andrew Sarkis. I think Andrew Sarkis is such an interesting thing to discuss because like we still only have the one fossil of like the top jaw and half a cranium.
Yeah.
It's just like we have not found anything since. It is such an enigmatic animal.
Although ironically, despite being so enigmatic, like people have a pretty like concrete idea as to what they believe the animal looks like due to like things such as Walking with Beast.
Which superficially, that thing is a lot more like a large wolf than I feel it should be.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yes, to close out the horse shit. I'm really happy that I hope the film does well, because if it does well, then that means more stuff gets pushed over here in the States and more for me. That's all I'm gonna say. Series came to me honestly at almost a perfect time in my life.
That's fair.
But on to dinosaur related stuff. I know you're not fond of Beasts of the Mesozoic, Zim, but did you see the 2.0 Rex that they made?
I saw the video with the dude playing around with the the prototype. Yeah. It's not that I'm not fond of them, it's just like I'm indifferent. Like
I felt like
cool.
I think you had mentioned not being a fan of them due to their association with a certain paleo artist.
Yeah, but I don't hold that against them. I'm just sort of like, because you're associated with them, I just don't want to buy your product because I don't know if like he gets a kickback towards that. In that case, I don't want to buy your product because of that.
I don't think he does stuff for them anymore.
If he doesn't, then like, if that is the case, I'll probably like try to buy the Allosaurus figure that they have.
They've announced a Ceratosaurus as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's in the in the same stream where they revealed it. I think at about the 26-minute mark, they showcased the Ceratosaurus prototype.
Well, I've seen the model before. I've never seen the what's it called? Because I think let me link it to you.
I'm playing Wild right now. My laptop is behind me, so yeah.
Oh no, it is the official Beast of the Mesozoic guy. So I have seen the Cerato before.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, if that certain paleo isn't associated with them anymore, then
the only art of his that I have seen him do for them was the original Rex. I've checked to see what the art was done by for
Nope. Sorry.
I've seen. I don't know. I'm losing my words here. But I've seen some of the credits on some of the boxes, and RJ Palmer's name is never mentioned, and it doesn't.
You spoiled the surprise as to who it was.
We mentioned him earlier in the stream.
Did we?
Yes, I said Palmer. Like I
Oh,
said,
you did. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah.
Also, I don't give a shit. He can hear this and get butthurt. I don't care. Fight us.
Please. You have no idea how much I wish to God any of these people would take up the opportunity to be like, I will donate a certain amount of money to a charity if you like a celebrity boxing event with me, or MMA. I prefer MMA because then I at least like I can do more before I tap out. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you have no idea how happy I'd be. The euphoric glee.
Yeah, I don't. Especially from the Same Face Syndrome stream, I saw that and I was just like, I really do not like him. Just from that stream alone, just that one remark. I've gotten into multiple, like, I guess, and I didn't get the chance to talk because while you all had that stream, I was in another state, completely away from my laptop to actually have that conversation. But
Which guy?
the RJ Palmer.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I know I don't want to compare him to a certain Godzilla artist just because.
I know exactly who you're referring to, but I wouldn't say they're like the same, but there are many similarities between the two.
The difference is that one of them doesn't have certain behavioral things that make us raise eyebrows.
Correction. One of them does not have those that we know of.
Well, it's like functionally, that's saying that it's like, to be fair to them, that's like trying to prove a negative, and
exactly. And he has no good faith for me to not give him the benefit of the doubt.
I just do it because I'm on the side of fairness.
I'm on the side of spite.
Listen, I enjoy a good side of spite, but ultimately I'm just here to be honest and fair.
I just want to be honest. Who is what?
I just got a Discord ping and I'm like, who wants my dick at this hour?
Who pinged me? Who the pinged me?
I don't want your goddamn Thin Mints. I don't even like Thin Mints.
I love Thin Mints. I could go for some Thin Mints right now. Speaking of things that are not good for you, one of like the worst dietary habits I had for a bit was waking up in the middle of the night, being super thirsty, and just having like 3 like Mountain Dews beside me and being like, Mountain Dew.
You go full Boogie 298.
No, like literally Mountain Dew.
They put the murder cheap
in the soda. They put the murder cheap in the soda.
They put the murder cheap in the soda.
They put the murder cheap in the soda.
Hi, welcome to Five Guys. How can we absolutely scam the shit out of you today?
Oh, God, what's it called? I can't eat at Five Guys because of nut allergy. Then my friend looks at me and goes, guys, when they have a nut allergy, you throw a brick at them.
You have a nut allergy?
Yep.
Dudes with nut allergy, when I hit them in the head with a brick.
Thunk.
Did you put up just... I'm blasting some tunes now. I'm playing that new Dream song. That's what the mask is for!
Yeah, do you ever think about what happened if JFK just had like flat jacket on from Call of Duty?
You ever just wonder what would have happened if he just teched that shit?
Bro, he gets hit like was Lee Harvey Oswald hits him and just the juggernaut thing hits him.
You just know in the afterlife he was like, bro, I swear that wouldn't have happened if I was on land.
Bro, the ping. Bro,
what the fuck is this?
Yo, wait, if you die and go to heaven, are you just switching servers?
I don't know.
It's like it goes from the heaven server to the hell server after you die. Bro's on that Iron Man challenge.
Boom, Macaroni in the chat.
The black one.
I think.
It is 2 a.m. I need to go to bed. Jeez.
It's
And I'm doing it.
2 a.m. I can say GSK is good, and
No.
Macaroni cannot refute me.
No,
Hey,
you
come
just
on, Black. Let's debate right now. If you don't want it, that's fine.
Fear is gone. Now I'm sitting here waiting. The con is still warm.
You're black.
No, I'm not. I'm a goddamn Anglo, you fuckhead.
Yeah, you're essentially black. I'm sorry.
I am the whitest guy here. I'm the only person in the fucking group that's white.
Hey, silence, gringo.
I will call ICE right fucking now.
Hey, you cannot deport me. This land was promised to my people 3,000 years ago. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hope we do not. I hope. I'm so sorry, Vic, if we get you in trouble.
How's it going, guys? It's Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the
Keemstar
news.
is a bald
Racist Godzilla YouTubers. Internet celebrity Zimzilla99 is confusing Hispanics, Indians, Native Americans, and whites together in this clip. Roll it. Now it is 2 a.m, and Zim is a fucking nigger. But maybe he can change. Now this is Killer Keemstar with 5 million subscribers.
Keemstar is a bald retard. He doesn't get to speak just off the fact that he's bald.
Did either of you guys watch the Space King analysis video that showed up a little bit ago?
The one that Minecraft put in.
I think so. Yeah, that one.
That thing pissed me off.
I don't care.
It was stupid.
I don't really like Space King to begin with, so I didn't really care.
I watched a little bit of it. It kind of got me wanting to watch Space King just because the clips I saw were pretty funny. I'm not into the lore of the 40K, which I guess according to them, parodies. I might watch it and then rewatch the video.
I don't know. Y'all cover that video. Y'all are on your own. 40K is already not something I was very interested in to begin with. And like the appeal, I see the appeal, if that makes sense. But simultaneously, the appeal of Space King is lost on me.
Yeah. Like, I love Space King for what it is. No, yeah, it literally not the first half of the video. The entire video was stop fucking crying, bitch. Where? I don't want to fucking hear it.
Maybe this is just me, but I also just don't like any interaction I've had with Warhammer fans in the vast you've never really talked about Warhammer outside of brief jokes, but I just find the vast majority of them insufferable.
I think certain Warhammer fans are insufferable. And that's my take on it. I think what? There I am.
I just don't like really any of the ones I've interacted with.
Give me a meme from them.
I don't know if I've just seen it over and over again, but the one of the parade and the Imperium, I'm just like, do you Warhammer fans just have the same joke?
Oh, the one with the Imperial Fist.
It looks
the one with the yellow Space Marines and they're marching.
Yes.
In what context? I'm just curious.
Just anything. I don't remember the context. It's late, so be fair with that. I'm not remembering it too much, but that's like the only joke that they seem to have, and I'm just like, is this all y'all got?
I'll keep it $1.50 with you, as I have now probably sobered up. That's not even a joke. That's more just a gift than anything else. But like, if that's like the most common joke you've seen, I'm actually just surprised more than anything else, to be
Really?
honest. Yeah, I was expecting more like Death to the Alien or Heretic or Krieger Shovel.
I think some of
Or
them are used in that context as well, and I'm just like, I find it annoying more than anything.
no,
I'm just
that's
like,
fair.
I don't know. I don't think the series is in general really for me. I'm just
Yeah,
like, based off everything you hear, I'm just like, wow, so everyone in the series is terrible. That's what I'm grasping, and I'm just like,
terrible in
I'm
the sense of
like, I don't know, just that all the parties are like, I don't know.
like
I'm
assholes.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, there are definitely series that I'm probably into that can be seen like that,
I
but
guess like the only defense I'd say is that like it's very clear that they're assholes, but it's like it's like very juvenile bro kind of asshole behavior that is so frowned upon nowadays that it's like very just refreshing in that
are you
sense
talking about
to me.
Space King or
In
Warhammer?
Space King.
I'm not talking about Space King. I'm talking about
Oh. Oh, okay.
because I can very clearly tell it is obviously all a joke in Space King. Like it is very obvious to me in the yeah, like you said, it is a style of humor that is not seen often now, and that's the appeal of it. But ultimately, it's kind of I don't want to, at least to me, because I've only seen the first 2 episodes. To me, it kind of felt like a one-trick pony, and I'm just like, I can only take so much of that in one sitting before I'm like, okay, give me a new bit, please.
Mm. No, that makes sense. Like you really have to kind of be engaged with it already to enjoy it. But like, you mean like Warhammer as in Warhammer characters or Warhammer fans with what you were going with?
Just I don't know much about Warhammer, but it's just like every party in the series is just like, so you got the Imperium, which seemed terrible, the the Tyranids, which it's just like, I get the idea is that so far in the future there isn't really a good guy side, but I'm just like, even on that portion, I just couldn't get invested because the whole metric is everyone is just doing terrible stuff, and I'm just
There's no hope.
Yeah,
okay, then
I
yeah,
don't
like
I don't
like
see, this might just be me. I don't see much of a point of a series. This is entirely me. I don't see much point in a series like that existing in a world that is just, for many people, just feels like it gets bleaker and bleaker. I feel like a series like that doesn't serve much purpose.
I'll say this. I think like by the metrics of modern morality, you could be argued that there are many factions that are like every faction is a shade of evil. But like given if you read into the universe, the Imperium, while like I think a lot of the Warhammer fans that I genuinely hate will be like, oh, they're like these like awful, terrible people that do bad things for no reason, have very distinct and legitimate reasons as to why they act the way that they are. And for like the vast majority on like the macro scale and numerically are the good guys of the setting and do the most good for humanity compared to like every other faction.
I've seen, okay, I will say, I'm just like trying to think about stuff now. I think the only other joke that I've seen is the two like Space Marines in like the white armor that just sock that one dude in the cloak in the face and then shoot him.
Oh, when he
Yeah,
the
I
one
think
where
that
he gets
meme
like possessed by a demon, yeah.
yeah. I think that meme is pretty funny though.
Yeah,
I don't
as
know
well as
why.
it's like yeah, that's from the Astartes series. Like that is so popular because it was a fan animation that took off and that was like around that came out around when COVID hit. And that's when like Warhammer saw a lot of its more modern like popularity like really kick off. So that's why people use it so much is because so many people have seen it or heard of it. Then now it's just very, very overused.
I
What was
see.
the name?
But,
And
like,
then Black
it's
says, what was the name
it's
of the
those.
character that was introduced the idea of shoving nails in their heads? I think they serve corn. You're talking about the World Eaters.
Yeah, I don't. It's entirely a personal thing. I'm not about to act like Warhammer and Space King are some pieces of shit, but this is me just being like peaked. It's the same reasons why I'm so hesitant to watch Evangelion.
I think Evangelion.
Actually,
is
I'm
like,
in that same boat.
Evangelion's like, I like it. I think it's just very overhyped.
I think so. You don't know the story, Zim. It's not one I'm willing to share on stream.
It's not the story the Jedi would tell.
It's not the story that the Kuru would tell. But I have, ironically, in spite of never seeing the show, have a history with Ava. Specifically in regards to my friends who loathe the show, and one of them has just straight has kind of implied he views the series as genuinely dangerous, and for deeply personal reasons. That's all I can say.
I'd be very curious to DM me as to why. Obviously, we won't discuss here, just because something like that I'm very, very curious about. But yeah, I think
I've talked with Joey about it just because I trust him to keep his mouth shut on that.
Yeah, I want to ask him about it. I would just rather hear it from the horse's mouth rather than anything else. And that was pun not intended.
I don't believe you.
No, that's a literal turn of phrase, you horse.
No, I know it is. I know it is. And that's why it hurts.
Good. Nay for me, bitch.
No.
Nay for me, little filly.
Don't call me a fucking filly, you.
When I know enough about horses to make that joke.
Don't call me a filly, you damn Zegro.
If you're gonna call me a slur, get it right. It's a zigga.
Do you not get what I was? I'm just gonna assume that you're playing dumb on purpose.
Yes.
Okay. But
But yeah, I guess just to wrap up, just not get too much into the Warhammer weeds. I think the biggest hurdle facing Warhammer, besides the smug fans that I hate, is there's so much memology that surrounds a lot of the factions in Warhammer that people take a lot of the memes as facts, when if you actually read the books or look at the codexes, they aren't true. And
I
paints a lot of people's perceptions, and it's
you'd probably have to I don't know, give me one of the most foundational, here's how to get a good feel for the world books, and just I don't know, I might read it if I was given it as a gift or something.
I'd probably say
just to get something, because admittedly,
no, Hell's Reach. That would be the it's not a book, but it's a fan animation that is a dramatization of a book series, but it's animated. Hell's Reach is a very good animation, very stylized, and it goes over the orcs, the space marines, the Imperial Guard, the Sisters of Battle, the Imperial Titans, the Imperial Navy, in a way where you get to see more to these factions than just the memes, and it covers a lot of factions that have a lot of memes surrounding them, but actually treats them like the characters they are.
Okay.
Would
you call it again? Hell's Reach?
Hell's Reach.
Gotcha. Yeah, the books that you got for me, Zim, should be here on Monday. I think I already told you this.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, found it. Perfect. I'll DM you the playlist. It's
thank you.
Let's see, 2, 10, 19, 28, 38.
I think
it's essentially almost it's about a movie length in terms of time for all of these shorts together.
Okay.
So
I'll probably give it a watch one night. I do need to I think I just got it if that notification was you.
I just sent it, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's it. I've admittedly also just never really been into, I don't know what you would call it, just space as like a setting.
The thing with like Warhammer that I love is that because of its very like gothic and the word is escaping me right now, anachronistic. Feudalistic. Very like feudalistic and medieval trappings. It's very refreshing to me compared to like a Expanse or Star Trek or even no Star Wars like has its own aesthetic. Like I'd say like it's not clean, it's not polished type of like space futuristic setting. It's very gritty, but it feels lived in and it has its own vibe to it that like a lot of other sci-fi doesn't have. And sci-fi that does have a similar vibe to it is almost always directly aping Warhammer.
I've just, I don't know, just even in general, space is just a setting never interested me when I feel we've got something far more interesting and terrifying on our own planet.
Like you're just not like a fan of like going to other planets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it's never been my appeal when I've got plenty of stuff on this earth that I can be absolutely hyper autistic about with what used to live on this planet and what lives in the deepest parts of it.
I'm gonna keep it again $1.50 with you. Like that's kind of like a lot of people who are very big like biostem bros are kind of like that in general. So like that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't know. Just always been like
Not like I'm not saying like, oh, it's like a stereotype, but well, I guess it is like a stereotype in the sense that like a lot of people who are like very much into like prehistory or the natural world are not usually always the biggest space people or like sci-fi space people. They're very much like more spec evo science based in terms of like the fantasy and sci-fi that they like.
I mean, no, that sounds like me.
Again, like it's not. I don't say it as like a stereotype. It's just more an observation that I've noticed as like
No, that's fine.
I've like looked at other people.
I gotcha. I don't know. I think having gone through what I've gone through, I just think that there is. I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it because of what I've been through. Because people are always like, "Oh, I'm like always so interested." I'm like, we have so much stuff here already, though. Like I guess I could go into a bit here, even though whenever we get around to the one-on-one between you and me is in, which I want to wait on that.
Yeah.
Because I would like to do some more artwork beforehand. But like one of the biggest things for me has been having been around some of the largest animals on our planet and just what it does for me, and having gone through what I've gone through, I think it's just I don't see much point in it when we've got what we have now. But that is just entirely me. I don't know, I've been with whales and I've swam with whale sharks.
Ooh.
Never swam with them, but like given where I live, there's like a lot of whale watching as well as like being on my friend's boat and just like
I went to Boston a few years ago and we went whale watching. And when we went, we saw something like close to 40 humpback whales.
Yeah. I guess like living up here, they're very much a common like a mundane thing, I guess now for me now.
Someone just joined?
Yeah, the Black
yeah, Black Rooney's been here for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. Zim, did you know that there's actually whales here in Florida?
Yeah, of course. They're called tortas.
Yeah, no, they're in Walmart.
Yeah, tortas in Walmart. The Walmart variety.
Yeah, Yeah, I see them every day.
Torta
Yeah, they got no. See, they got subwoofers in their feet, so just the ground rumbles every time they walk.
So they're hitting that like 2014 steps, just like
Just
dum
boom.
dum
No,
dum.
they're on that. They're on that 2014 type shit.
Exactly. Just
See, it's funny you mentioned that. Because recently I started rewatching 2014 in preparation for Monarch season 2, and I've been red pilled on that movie so hard, and I've never felt so disillusioned.
I'll say this. I have watched 2014 recently in like in the fact that like I want to use the MonsterVerse more to influence the direction I want my universe to go in. And I feel that in a lot of ways, despite on a visual level, it is better than King of the Monsters in some ways. I think King of the Monsters in a Void is a better MonsterVerse film besides Kong Skull Island. And 2014 set the worst groundwork, and then everything else afterwards has just been continuously downhill.
What do you mean a better MonsterVerse movie?
In the sense that it doesn't like try to pretend to be like, oh, we're gonna pretend like maybe Godzilla's the bad guy, maybe he's the good guy, or and like treat it like everything's super realistic. They're like, no, we have like a version of Godzilla that's like Americanized, realistic, but still looks and feels like Godzilla. Same thing goes for all the Toho monsters. You keep the mimetic qualities of Godzilla, keep a lot of the like messaging that I think is impactful for what it is, and does it in a way that I think is more satisfying than 2014, which I feel, despite its opening is good, becomes a jumbled mess as they don't allow Godzilla to actually be the focus of the film. They don't build him up enough, and his origin, I think, does more damage to the future of the MonsterVerse. And the only film that really leverages it in a way that doesn't feel tacked on is King of the Monsters. And I feel that the Mutos, despite like the good intentions behind their design and their role in the universe, are lackluster enemies. Whereas in King of the Monsters, they're just like, well, just do King Ghidorah. And some people don't like the design. I think it's just a better version of the Heisei design overall. And
Giving Ghidorah the ability to wyvern walk was a. I'm sorry, that is one of the best creative decisions I've seen in the design.
that along with the regeneration, you have Rodan with, despite like size aside, is probably the best design we've had for like a long time for him. Mothra in concept's fine, although I
think
don't really
she's
like her
the weak-
design. She's the
I think
weakest.
she's the weakest design wise. Yeah.
She's the weakest.
Eh, sure. I guess I could, on the surface, agree to that, but then that
Like-
gets into a whole deeper discussion about the meta and how much it will affect. Because that's like a lot of what you said. I mean, although I do think it is like on the surface true, I think some of it is very meta contextual, which I don't know if it's a good thing or not. I have to think about it.
Yeah, I think it's like in the sense of like, if what you were trying to get out of it is purely just I want like a Godzilla film made in America with CGI and with designs that don't feel like suits, then that's what you're getting. And for that, I'm like, I'm satisfied. Whereas with 2014, with its build up and with every like it was the first film in the franchise, and everything else should, although it doesn't, adhere to what 2014 sets up. It fumbles in so many ways that made going further in the MonsterVerse harder.
Yeah, no, and there's also just the writing overall.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like
with
the writing part of that. Like I think
yeah.
I'll be straight up. I think they should have just been more overt about the Hollow Earth being a concept introduced in 2014 instead of Kong Skull Island. Like Godzilla, like the idea of Godzilla in the Hollow Earth was being toyed with since like 1955, And the Hollow Earth as a concept is a more Western, like fantasy / sci-fi like setting rather than like a Japanese one. So I think that like Godzilla plus Hollow Earth is very like I think it would work better as an American film than a Japanese one. And
Part
I
of me feels like
it's just
this is entirely me. I feel like in my head, whenever I put Godzilla in the Hollow Earth from the very beginning, in my head I'm still just like, because that just feels like something, dinosaurs living in the Hollow Earth and whatever. I just feel like the 94 design just would fit so well in a Hollow Earth.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't know if I haven't mentioned it. I mean, I went into it a bit in the GMK stream. Is what I feel the nature of the Millennium Era was and how it was damage control.
Damage control from like 98.
Yes.
I think it's like a mixture of damage control from 98, but then also trying to recapture the Heisei hype, which is why you see a film coming out every single year. And then once you hit Final Wars, they just stop.
I think it was that, but I think the reason 2000 was made was to try to undo some of the damage 98 did. But the reason the films like go down so much is just because 98 burned people that hard.
And I think like again, I guess like it's ironic because it's fixed stream, but I'll say it once you're done.
But I think at the end of the day, if you were to ask me, if we got the 94 script and we say got hypothetically a trilogy of films out of it, I genuinely think that the Millennium Era may not have existed as we know it, and the Wilderness Era may have been very short compared to what it was now, or never have even existed at all.
I think like at least if you look at interviews from people at the time when they were hyping up the American film, the hope was that there would be like a back and forth that is similar to what you see now in the Monsterverse. And I think with the 94 script, there would have been, and at least with the 94 design, there would have been more faith in the American films to do that. And I feel like despite my general misgivings about the Monsterverse now, that there's kind of just been that where Toho has allowed a more Showa-esque like pop psych, I guess to use a term. Again, it's 2 a.m. I'm tired, but yeah, pop psych understanding of Godzilla to persist on the American side while I do more deeper stuff on the Japanese side, which I'm fine with. But
deeper
like
in air quotes,
with -1, I'd say deeper. Shin, I'd say like your misgivings aside, and I want to probably get more into that when we talk like one-on-one. I think Shin is always gonna be that film until we get another another Japanese Godzilla film that takes place in modern Japan that's going to impact the Japanese people the same way. But like
get to bro, it is so ironic how much like Shin has, unironically, not because I think the film is good, but just because of how much I have had to go at it. It is probably one of the single largest inspirations for me as a creator, not because I think the film is good, but because I have made it a point to like go into a lot of stuff. Like, for example, I thought a lot about it, and I thought a lot about what my least favorite Godzilla kaiju would be. Ironically, it is Godzilla.
Based.
Fourth form Shin, specifically. I think they fuck it up.
Hitting that angry Joe right there.
It's just, I was thinking about it after your Zilla short, and I was just like, hold on. I was just thinking, I don't know, that short got me thinking about some stuff, and how much of a mess I think the latter half of Shin Godzilla is. Because I think the first 30 minutes of the film are pretty good. Next 20 minutes are all right. And then the last hour is a descent into mediocrity that is just agonizingly slow.
Shin's like gimmick, and I will forever call it a gimmick, being his design, like evolution and stuff, hinders him so much. and it pisses me off that people defend Shin and say like, oh, it's just a modern imagining of 54 when it's not. And
It's never
like,
like
it's very
it's just,
like, I'll say this too. Another problem I have with Shin is that like it is the one film out of like the Shin like Japan Heroes Universe like series where the main character is so hyper divergent from the original design, while Ano like religiously stuck to like writer's design, Ultraman's design.
it's one of those things that really makes me question if Ano actually understands why Gojira is a good movie.
I think
'Cause,
he
like,
understands it, but like he's just I'd say like he is out of like all of his inspirations and stuff he's gotten to work on. I feel like Godzilla is his like least favorite or the franchise he's the least passionate about. Like
You know,
if I remember
the
correctly, he
little
said
thing
like
about
he couldn't redo like a Godzilla movie in like modern days, whereas he was very on board to do Rider and he was very, very on board to do Ultraman.
if you know anything about like it'll be something I go into. I said it a bit in the December stream. But one of the things that I hate the most is when you don't give a shit when you're creating something. If you don't care, why are you here?
I think he
Joker
cares,
2?
Would you say
but
his
like,
attitude
Like,
is
if
similar
you guys
to
remember
Roland
Joker
Emmerich's
2?
98?
I'd say it's similar, but in the sense of like misplaced reverence and desire to change, where with Emmerich it was apathy and a desire that I could do better. Which
although
I
still-
hate, which is why I still hate Emmerich more than I would Ano.
I have more resentment towards Shin Godzilla than I do 98. Planet Eater, like I've also just discussed this movie a lot. I've literally Shin Godzilla was the film that made me start analyzing films more critically because even like before I was like, I like this film, I think is good. When I was a stupid idiot in middle school. And like even back then I was like, something is off about this movie. Something is wrong. And when I watched 54, my brain noticed it, but I didn't. And I've always kind of stood by Shin cannot hold a candle to the original.
It definitely can.
It will never be. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, but you know, people don't like hearing that. And if you've read my Shin review, you know where I'm going with this, but oh god, the backlash I've gotten.
You know what I wonder?
Is genuinely like so fucking emotionally it's just fucking laughable. And I think to go into Shin Godzilla's design, on top of the fact that I think thematically Kamakura-san is a mess, people just it has bottlenecked Fangojis in a way that is not good. Because everyone just wants to make it, and they essentially just like I hate Black Mass, I hate Invasion of Godzilla, all of them. Terrible. I don't like Black Mass, in case you couldn't tell from the inspiration stream. I think I actually went into that.
I think you talked about it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I see that stuff and I'm just like, I hate to say it like a snob, but do you people even understand Godzilla?
I think Black Mass understands it, but like it is one of those cases where the story is so divergent from the original for the sake of being different to where I'm like,
it's just like I see so many like things where like, oh, I want to base it off of Shin. And then they always go into the angle where like the pieces of him just start regrowing. Like they turn Godzilla into a fucking starfish, and I'm just like, I hate you. I don't like it. I don't like that approach. I'm not joking. I made Trago to be like, let me show you how it's done. That was how it all started. And then it snowballed from there. And now I have that is me.
I think I don't know if it was Zim or Crew who mentioned this, but something about Hideki Anno being more interested in things like Kamen Rider than things like Godzilla.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Why do you suppose that is?
I think that like generally obviously Ultraman just like given the fact that like it was so big in Japanese television along with Rider and Sentai to where it had a bigger effect on Anno as a kid, whereas
Kamen
Godzilla
Rider
at the time was
sorry.
no, yeah, like
Kamen Rider and Ultraman are just when Anno was a child were just bigger in Japan than Godzilla was at the time.
And like Godzilla at the time also just ended up kind of mimicking what they were doing rather than being its own thing.
What was Anno's childhood years? Just to kind of get an idea of what time frame we're dealing with here.
Let me just to be specific. Let's go.
I know Anno was a big fan of Ultraman. He starred in a fan film he made.
He's born in 1960.
I have like a Keshi figure of Anno as Ultraman.
Yeah, so like for context, he was 6 years old when Ultraman like first aired.
So we're talking Champion Festival era of Godzilla. Okay. Yeah, because back then, like, yeah, that time, like, Champion Festival, I've always kind of disliked lumping because I think the Showa era is just so massive. Lumping it all into one thing is just not fair because you've got, like, the early era with all the Honda movies, and then you've got the Fukuda stuff, and then you got the Champion Festival era, and I'm just like, I really feel like Showa should be divided into 3 different sub-eras, because early Showa is really good. And Champion Festival is rough, but I feel even then you could tell that people ultimately still like gave a shit about what they were making, and at least when I can tell that, 'cause it's one of those things where I can kind of just, I don't know, tell when someone actually gives a shit when they're making something, even if it sucks.
I think they've always cared in the show era, but I think that like when it came to what they were focusing on and like what markets they wanted to appeal to, they were very much like we're gonna dial directly into just like young children and kind of like do what Rider and Ultra were doing.
I think they did that, but there are a multitude of reasons as to why I think that creative decision was done, and I think those are worth like also mentioning. The Japanese film industry at the time was bad.
Yeah, it was dying.
Like, you know, it was on life support. It was not a fun time. I feel like this might just be me, but whenever you've like mentioned like, you know, the underperformance, I've always just like, I know he's like mentioning, you know, the silliness, you know, kind of coincides with whenever Godzilla was on the decline, but I always feel like with the examples of, and I haven't got the chance to talk to you, but I always feel like you kind of neglect to mention the state either the franchise or the film industry was in, and I feel that is more in, those numbers are more indicative of the industry or the genre itself being in decline rather than anything about people not liking the silliness of the films. Because what are 2 of the biggest Godzilla movies that made the most money? King Kong versus Godzilla and GXK. Like, you cannot argue with those numbers. And
I would say like GXK and King Kong versus Godzilla making a lot of money are for 2 different reasons. Like I'd say in GXK's case, I think the reason why it makes so much money is because it kind of just does what people through cultural osmosis think Godzilla is about, which is bad human characters and monster action. And whether that monster action makes sense or not doesn't really matter. They're here for the monster fights anyway. And that's why GXK made a lot of money. Whereas enough. King Kong versus Godzilla, it's like,
I'd still say
it's a little different.
Maybe this is me sounding dumb and it's late, but I feel like even then my point still stands that like I feel like what you're saying isn't, I think I agree with you, but not for the reasons you showcase, because I think there's always just that additional bit that I've always noticed, and I just feel like you always
that bit though?
That, you know, the genre, the film industry in the case of the late Showa era, because I'm trying to remember what video it was. Was it the Up from the Depth stream? No. I don't think it was. It was. I don't know the stream. but it was one of them. And you mentioned Megalon and Final Wars. And with those specifically, I felt my tism go off. And I'm like, Megalon was during a time when like the film industry was on life support, and Final Wars was the entire genre was kind of on its way out of the door for a while. So I just always felt like what you were trying to prove, like on paper, the evidence works, but I feel like the context works against the point a little.
Well, I would say that like there to add to that point to like strengthen it for your sake, I guess, is that like I think they believe that those would be winning formulas to make the money in a time where the market isn't doing well. Because I think that if they thought that a serious Godzilla film is what people would want and would be well during that time of the market, then I think they would have made it in both Final Wars case and in Megalon's case. Because like I think that like an example to where regardless of like the not darkness, I guess, but like serious or unseriousness nature of the film in question, it still performed bad as Terror of Mechagodzilla. Like that film is still one of the most lowest performing Godzilla films, and that is because like at that point, yeah, the industry was doing really bad and Godzilla was kind of played out. But I would also argue too that was it played out because so much goodwill just kind of had been extracted and like most people were just kind of like we kind of know what's going to happen and just had already tuned out at that point after like Megalon, Gigan, and those films, or was it purely just well, the film industry is doing bad, we're kind of done with films as a whole and just want to go purely just to like television? And I would say like I am more inclined to believe the former rather than the latter, because after some time people were interested in bringing back Godzilla, but it wasn't like we want to bring back Godzilla from the Champion era or even from the like later Honda films. They wanted to bring Godzilla back closer to something like 54, which would still be either like predating a lot of the people who would be interested in this revival and would be introduced to people who would be very removed from that time for Godzilla and would have grown up with a more silly Godzilla.
Fair enough. I think that additional evidence helps a lot. But yeah, whenever I heard those points for the first time, I was just like, I don't know. It always felt weird to not mention those points, at least in my head.
I think it's like one of those cases where I would love to do either like a video. I think this might be something I would want to go over with like Joey, because I feel like he would go tism me for like all this research and stuff.
Oh no, he absolutely would.
Yeah, he'd eat that shit up.
It would be fun.
Yeah, no, it would be definitely fun.
Yeah,
I think too, like
Joey's really fun to talk to.
Oh, always. Oh, I completely it almost slipped my mind. Another reason why like I have such a disdain for 98 as well is due to the fact that like even though you weren't getting all the Godzilla films in the US, the like hype around like an American Godzilla film was so strong that you had so many companies like buying in to like make merchandise for this film. And because of the reception, the toy sales did not do as well. And obviously toy sales don't mean like a movie is good or bad, but like there was such a cultural and like market force behind trying to make this film succeed and really usher in a new generation for Godzilla that ultimately is stifled by the pride like and the sheer like, and I say this with as much venom as I can put into it, like sheer fucking hubris of Emmerich, that you get the Millennium Era as what it is. And I think that had the American film just kind of done what it should have done, and not just what it should have done, what it ought to have done, then you wouldn't get the Millennium films as you know them, which I think is a better future overall. But you more than likely have Toe being like, well, these films are making us a whole lot of money, like even more than I think 98 made, to where they don't have like the need to be like, let's make a Godzilla film every single year and try to like capitalize off the Heisei hype and try to do what Heisei did. And I think that they would have been more willing to be experimental much earlier. And I feel like that's where you could have had Kaneko having more freedom to use the monsters that you wanted to in GMK. And I think that we would have gotten probably something similar to the Kiryu Saga. 2000 and Mega Years might not have been the same.
This is just me. Like, I still feel like Ghidorah fits in GMK because they reestablished the origins.
I think they reestablished the origins, but I feel like character-wise, being the monster that it is, and given the fact that Toho has used the actual like mythological character before, you could have just used Orochi as the monster instead of King Ghidorah, because that's essential. That is what he is.
No, yeah, just straight up. They say Ghidorah is the 8-headed dragon. I'm like, gee, wonder who that is.
Yeah. Just the younger one.
Yeah, so like
Gojin's been really pushing for me to watch the Orochi movie.
The Heisei one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like, yeah, that Orochi suit is really well done. You've done Orochi before. Just do Orochi again.
I've also been really looking forward to Brush of the God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cannot wait to see that, if not just for the Orochi prop. It is, oh my god.
There's this meme that goes around with like the friends that I meet at G-Fest that there's the Bandai Orochi figure from like years ago. It's like a super rare figure, and there's always one at G-Fest. The meme that we have going around is that it's not a different figure that they find each time. It is the same figure.
It is the same one
that someone like will buy at G-Fest, and then like when they go through like financial hard times, they have to sell that figure. They make a whole bunch of money, and then it ends up back in the hands of one of these resellers, who then brings it to G-Fest as like a main like table item that is bought again, brought back to someone's house, and then sold again.
It's the figure of Theseus, Zim.
It is literally the figure of Theseus. Yeah.
The figure of Theseus.
Where it's like the inverse Midas touch. It's the Orochi touch. The moment you touch the Orochi figure, like you will inevitably sell it again.
The touch of Orochi. Okay.
Yeah.
You are cursed to sell, and you are cursed to earn money.
No, the plastic. No, that sounds like a really fun movie, though. The Plastic Dragon's Curse.
That is like I would love to see that as like a comedy, but like it has like a really deep message about like not putting like your own personal value in like the figures you collect. That'd be something fun to do.
No, it would be. That actually sounds just.
That sounds like something that could be done like or like a really like something really sweet, but still like super funny.
That sounds like a movie Jackie Chan would make.
No, it does.
I'd want to see it.
The Plastic Dragon's Curse. Curse of the Plastic Dragon.
Curse of the Plastic Dragon.
Speaking of Jackie Chan, he's actually the stunt coordinator for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So that's the only reason why I'm watching that movie.
He is?
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy.
I guess we can expect some good action from it at least then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know the plot is gonna be hijacked for Doomsday. Yep, it's gonna suck. Unfortunately, like I thought it was gonna be good, but then they said, "Oh, Sadie Sink is actually Jean Grey."
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Is she for real?
No.
Like it hasn't been confirmed, but there were a bunch of leaks, and Marvel has been pushing for, and no, not Marvel, but fans have been pushing that Jean Grey and Peter Parker were actually really good friends in the comics, and all the comic panels they can gather are from like very, very, very obscure comics, and they're all very few. Like they barely even exist. I mean, Jean Grey, the only interaction that I can think of Jean Grey and Peter Parker that I can think of is when in Ultimate Spider-Man, she switches Logan and Peter Parker's bodies. So Wolverine sexually harasses MJ while Peter is stuck in Wolverine's body, and then they switch back bodies. And
you talking about the cartoon or the actual comic?
In the comic, it wasn't. It's both, but yeah.
I was gonna say because I feel like the only times Jean and Peter have significantly interacted has been through like the '90s show and Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's genuinely so. Yeah, no, they're pretty much saying it without saying it. Jean Grey is gonna be in the movie, so like
Mm.
it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck because the if I don't know if you saw the stream that I made, but the whole thing about the leaks of the beginning of Doomsday, where it's just the X-Men are responsible for the destruction of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe, like the incursion. That's how the movie starts. Uh,
No.
yeah, I don't know if you've seen that, but that's a thing that's been going along throughout, the few months that actually been focusing on Marvel news. And yeah,
I like trying to stay away from it, honestly, because I was like, maybe like there'll be enough member berries for me to be like, I'll give it one watch and then never touch it again and let people fight about it. But like, why?
it's desperation, really.
It really is.
Oh, and in other news, speaking of superheroes, so Warner Brothers is no longer being acquired by Netflix. Instead, it is Paramount.
I
Yeah.
did hear that. I did see
Yeah, and that means that the Snyderverse now belongs to Paramount.
that.
I'm dead.
No, it's funny. I love how Snyder fans they will twist any narrative to make it seem like either okay, so if Netflix gets Warner Brothers, that means and Snyder is, get the Snyderverse is getting restored because Zack Snyder and Netflix have a really good relationship. And if Paramount gets it, it's still a win because Saudi Arabia is financing Snyder stuff. And I'm like, "What?"
I'm
Sa-
dead.
Saudi Arabia. That came out of nowhere. It's a complete non sequitur. Like, what do you mean Saudi Arabia like Snyder? What do you mean? What do you like the entire country? Like the net worth of the entire country is just
Yes.
like the
Net worth of
GDP.
Saudi Arabia is actually self-aware and is a Snyder fan.
I'm
No,
dead.
so the GDP of the entire country is going directly into Snyder's projects.
Correct. All of the money spent on that Dragon Ball theme park is into restoring the Snyderverse so we get the cock and balls added to BBS.
No, it's. Oh, could you imagine Zack Snyder adapting the Absolute Universe?
No.
Yes,
No.
he's gonna have so
can-
much fun with
you can-
Absolute Batman.
You know what I just really? You want to know something interesting?
But
With with Paramount now acquiring Warner Brothers, it does something interesting for King Kong because Son of Kong and the 1933 King Kong, and by extension, King Kong versus Godzilla's American cut, were owned by Warner Brothers. And the Dino De Laurentiis King Kong was produced by Paramount, well, not produced, was distributed by Paramount, which means now Paramount will have the probably the distribution rights for all of these King Kong films now.
does that include Monsterverse?
Yeah, because of Warner Brothers.
Huh.
And then I'm just curious now. Universal owns the '05 Kong, so that means the only Kong, like film Kong, that doesn't have the distribution or like rights and stuff tied together is now the '05 Kong. Interestingly enough,
I think I don't know which company was the one because it's the bidding war between Netflix, Paramount, but who were like the ones that were offering like was Warner Brothers offering itself to be bought or what
I
was
think
it?
so, something like that.
They should have gone with Universal though, right? No?
Mm,
Maybe because I think because Universal, if I remember correctly, so Universal has the Hulk, it has
yeah, what have they
Despic-
done with them though?
Despicable Me, God, I think no, wait, Transformers is Paramount. So what would be? I I forgot. I don't know. I forgot all the Universal properties. I can't believe I forgot what they were.
Also, fun fact for all of us, 2019 is when the 33 King Kong goes into the public domain.
2019, Zim.
Yeah. No, 2029. My bad. 3 years.
This is what Super Mario Brothers will look like in 2016.
I'll be very curious to see what happens when like that occurs, because because obviously the novel's already in the public domain, but then the original film hits public domain, which in a lot of ways means people
They're
will
gonna
be
make a
able-
horror movie. They're gonna make a horror movie.
Shut the fuck up.
They're gonna make instead we're gonna get a version of King Kong that's focused on like the fucking meat eater or V-Rex.
No, can't do V-Rex because Universal.
Well, then the meat eater. It's
Yeah.
focused on the T-Rex.
Well, like honestly, like I think that like with like the right people, you could really do something interesting by like expanding out specifically that version of Skull Island and actually use the name Skull Island, since you could still technically get sued for like making a King Kong like novel or show or movie based off the novelization, but call it Skull Island because it's not called Skull Island in the book. So like I guess like that's like one nomenclature piece, but then you can also legally sell 33 designs for King Kong and like direct like model rips of like all the dinosaurs and stuff.
Alternatively, you can have King Kong, Blood and Bananas, rated R in theaters, March 20th.
I'm dead.
That is way too fucking hard.
I still need to buy that the actual sequel to the novel that came out.
Blood and
Like,
Bananas?
I forget what it is. I think it's just called Skull Island.
Rudy, please stop saying blood and bananas. That is way too fucking. It is not that funny, but I can't stop laughing.
Oh, Kong Reborn. That's what it was called. Which ironically came out the same year as the 05 Kong.
This hypothetical universe would be called the Bananaverse.
I'm dead.
Shut. Please. I can't. No more.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's a hit horror classic. It's gonna be an underground classic in the next 6 or 7 years.
You live in Florida too, don't you?
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking find you and beat your ass.
Hey, I mean, we're getting Pinocchio. We got Pooh, the Pooniverse. Why would you call it the Pooniverse?
Is one of the deaths just gonna be Pinocchio lying until like his nose just goes completely through a person through their asshole?
Oh, dude, what if this was like a dark comedy, like a horror comedy, kind of like a Final Destination, where like there's a girl that's like having sex with Pinocchio, and she's like sitting on his nose, and she goes, "Lie to me, Pinocchio, lie to me," and then she goes,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
More. More.
And then Pinocchio goes, "Your tits are real," and then the nose just skyrockets and just bursts through her vagina and just pokes through her mouth and killing her.
I'm fucking dying.
Peak fiction, bro.
Actually,
This is what the kids want. This is what the kids want.
Exactly.
I guess you could say she got impaled.
I hate you. I fucking hate you, Rooney.
See, you can tell I'm a comedian because I'm not laughing. This is genuine, 100% trust, no cap.
Yeah, I'm just something else I was gonna talk about, but then completely have lost whatever it was. Also PNSO, another dinosaur
Penis?
PNSO. I don't know what it actually stands for. They announced an articulated T-Rex. So, and it's now part of a new line where they're actually going to do articulated figures. which I'm quite happy about because we need more like because outside of the Hammond collection and Beast of the Mesozoic, I think we need something that's a little more reasonable in price. Because like I've heard good things about Beast of the Mesozoic's figures, but holy shit, they are expensive.
Ooh.
My next present to Kuru,
What?
a Mesozoic figure.
If you
Zim
buy me
is
the
very generous.
if you buy me the Rex, I won't complain.
What if he bought you a banana, a blood banana?
That's Rooney, please. Why is blood banana so funny?
You guys are gonna imagine how the banana got the blood.
See, he tried to make out with that blonde woman that he always hangs her out with, and he tried to stick his banana in there, but she was on that time of the month, and that's what happens. Blood banana.
Enough.
Well, given the fact of how proportionally small gorillas' things are, I think it kind of does then make sense.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
it would fit, but she's on her period, so that's how you get blood bananas.
What the fuck is this conversation?
Dude, I'm just opening my mouth and hope for the best. You must understand. I do not have Riz. I do not have aura. I have a fool's tongue and a deep commitment to nonsense.
Yeah, I noticed.
I have women.
Me too.
Wait, what? Plural?
Yes.
You hog. You hog.
Well, not in that context. Just I have women in my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Zim, actually
Yes.
no, not Zim, Vic.
Oh.
Yeah.
You've seen Zidane, correct?
Zidane, that's one of the original ones, yes?
Yeah, mine.
Which one was it again?
The horse.
What was
Not
that?
the horse. It is the horse.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
I was just wondering what you thought of the design because I don't think you shared your comments on the design.
Let me see if I can find what was the latest picture of it.
I'm very
Because
probably
I
gonna
remember
roll.
seeing the work in progress ones, and I thought it was pretty cool. We don't see much horse kaiju these days, and I think the main colors of like the green and the blues are really cool. The additional red stuff, I think Zim commented on like the color scheme and stuff. I don't know how I feel about the red. I think it kind of clashes with the green and the blue that you have going with it. And other than that, I think it is still like a really well designed kaiju.
Thank you.
Speaking of horses, Kuru, what are your thoughts on My Little Pony? Friendship is Magic.
I hope you kill yourself.
But since it is essentially 3 where I am probably gonna get off because I have to.
You're gonna get off.
Yes.
Oh, get off to what?
Don't you worry about that.
Before we close out, Black Rudy, what are your thoughts on my Godzilla versus Space Godzilla review?
You weren't harsh enough.
Not
I haven't
harsh
seen it
enough.
yet. I was gonna say
Well,
that.
I have the written one in the Discord. I made a video about it, which I guess, yeah, that one's a little. I don't know.
No,
Neither here nor there, but
your comment, I actually did read it. I think your comment was way better than the video. Yeah. I also watched your recent video on Monarch Season 2, Episode 1. Not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed because I thought you were making progress. A little disappointed.
I might rewatch it and then do another like proper review because like that was my like first impressions of it. So I didn't really go too in depth with anything like I guess in the same way I did my reviews there. But I'll probably see about doing that and then rewatch Monarch Season 1 again.
Yeah. Speaking of, I actually did get to rewatch the first episode of Monarch. I know people. Braden, he says that episode 1 is possibly the best of the entire season. After giving it a
Wait,
rewatch,
episode 1 of
he-
season 2 or season 1?
season 1,
Okay.
season, yeah. After rewatching it, he's fucking wrong. I love him to death. He's wrong.
Of like the entire what episode do you think would be better?
None of them.
I would say, didn't you just say like the best out of those episodes though?
Yeah, the best out of those episodes. He says episode 1 is the best out of all of them. No, it's not. It's not.
What do you say
Like-
one's better if you had to pick though? I'm just curious.
None of them. They're both.
You're forced to pick. You have to pick one episode that's better. Don't you pussy out on me now.
It's just okay. Just
Nay for me, Philly.
because I'm wrong guy. The thing
You're
is
all
like
Philly to me.
I'm thinking of the episode that does the least amount of damage to the lore. But like they do.
They all do.
That's the thing. They all do. They like the internal consistency is completely obliterated. The character writing. Okay, which episode has the most of Kentaro's mom? Like the most screen time?
I think episode 1.
Damn it.
Before I go, Vic, I wanted to show off.
Actually,
Of course, if you want to show,
Zim,
before
I
we
do
go,
got
feel free
one
to
last. I got one last question for you, Zim.
Shoot.
You mentioned briefly wanting to that we'd probably discuss more Shin Godzilla stuff in our one-on-one. I was just wondering what you meant.
Oh, just like chatting about it.
Oh yeah, I cannot escape that fucking movie, no matter how hard I try. I don't.
And I won't make you escape it either, boy.
See Kuru, now you know how it feels to be a hater of Wingard. Now you know how it feels to hate GVK and GXK. Now you know how it feels to be me.
Rooney, don't misunderstand. Don't get it twisted. I don't hate Shin Godzilla. I hate the way people talk about it. You and me, we are not the same.
No, but see, that's the thing. I also hate how people talk about, specifically GXK, but pretty much all of them.
Children, please don't fight. None of y'all's hate for your films will never measure up to my 98 rage.
So are we
Oh.
done measuring dongs?
Okay, so you know what? Just for that, Zim, I'm going to uncancel my GVK video and prove you wrong.
Hey, Rooney, don't
Now
back out
I'm
of
just-
those Heisei videos. Back out of those Heisei videos, pussy.
No, that means I'm gonna have to actually get on my ass and do the 98 ones, which means I have to go back to my like 200 sources and figure out where I had stopped in the script.
Jesus.
After
You have no
I'm
idea how many
done,
calculations I did for like certain things, primarily because of the contrivances in that film.
after I'm done with GVK, if I get to do that, I am not just coming for the Heisei era. I'm coming for everything.
Rohan will answer. That's all I'll say.
We'll lose.
Hmm. We'll see about that.
Let's see if you actually finish it.
Bet. I still need to finish that Moon Knight video though.
Chop, chop.
Any-
I guess that's the one thing that women always say. Does he ever finish?
In Rooney's case, no. He says, I go to the military now, and then dips for 4 months.
actually, it was. Well, actually, yeah, it might have been.
It was
I
like
think-
4
No.
months.
No, see, because when I came back to the internet, I was still in AIT, so I hadn't left. I was just there, unless that's not what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's a technicality.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Last thing before I leave Vic here, Zim,
Me.
you,
Me.
not me, you.
Ziggers.
That is what I told you. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, right.
You
What
hate blacks?
are your? I've been meaning to get this out of you, in a location where I could, and now I have you cornered. What are your thoughts on le film Superman 2025?
The new one? Yep. I don't like it.
I figured. I
I
actually
I think that Cornsworth's fine as Superman. I don't like how the Kents are portrayed. I feel that the in media res nature of introducing the universe as they did with Superman, I don't think was the best. And I think that there was a lot of like structural issues that were hindered by them being too ambitious in terms of wanting to build up this universe. And I feel like DC just kind of made the same mistakes again, but because it's lighter and not dark, people are more accepting of it. There is a lot of member berries that I enjoyed. I like the Superman theme. I like the costume for the most part is nice. Having like names like Ultraman, a more accurate looking Lex Luthor is fun. Like certain memes like the 1A thing are fun, but like overall I don't really have too much of a desire to watch the film again. I think that like I think the worst people on the internet like Hawk Girl and like the whole like dropping the dictator thing was like a big talking point for a while on the internet. And again, the worst people on the internet made the worst points about it, which again just contradicted a lot of the messages of the movie. I think Guy Gardner is a cool Green Lantern. He's not the one that should have been introduced first. I love Nathan Fillion as an actor. Him as not Nathan as Edward Buck from Halo 3 ODST is awesome, but he is way too old to be Guy Gardner. While he captures the energy, I think just visually, it just feels like Nathan Fillion in a in cosplay. Mr. Terrific was actually really good. I forget the actor's name, but he was the same guy who was I forget his name. He was
the
in
X-Men.
in X-Men, yeah. Like he's probably the closest next to Cornsworth as Superman that felt like his character from the comics. The introduction of Supergirl, I think, is I mean, I'll say this, but I don't
My
think
man.
I don't think that, oh, of course, bro. That actress, I forget her name. I think it's like
Millie
Alcott.
Alcock.
Yeah, I
Millie
got it right.
For Supergirl?
Yeah, because she was right. She
You
was
like a
young
blonde,
Rhaenyra.
like Audrey, huh?
She was in the House of the Dragon.
Yeah, she was young Rhaenyra in House of the Dragon.
You like your woman
And,
blonde like Audrey. Isn't that right, Tim?
is Audrey blonde? I thought Audrey was a redhead.
Audrey's not a redhead. She's blonde.
Oh no, I'm thinking of
red-
Elsie.
If she's
But-
redhead, that ruins the reputation of all of us forever.
I mean, hey, what's it called? My girlfriend's a redhead, so
Ayo, what?
you heard me.
Wait, but you're black. How does that work?
Nobody mind control.
Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not how that works.
That's not how the force works.
Force works.
This isn't a beach. This is a bathtub.
I have seen that video.
By the way, while you're on the topic of Superman, isn't it the same? Don't you find it amazing that this is the second, not technically, but this is the second in name solo Superman movie in which Superman either commits or is an accessory to a war crime? Don't you love that, Zim?
I think it's
the
like
first-
I don't think people are really like anytime they do with Superman, they never really account for that as a character in these movies, except for like the first couple.
It's funny. Zack Snyder had him commit genocide, and James Gunn had him be an accessory to the execution of a sovereign elect.
Yeah, and again, speaking of which, with the Hawk Girl thing, again, the worst people on the internet like made the worst arguments about that, and that made me hate this movie even more.
And that's not
Like-
even counting what he did off screen, because in the beginning of the movie, he said that he placed him against a cactus, and Lois goes, "Oh, so torture." Like,
Yeah.
would that technically fly in court? I don't think it would, which is why I usually refer to the later, like in Act 3, where he goes, "Oh, I called them some friends." Oh, so you called in the Justice League to unilaterally insert themselves in a conflict, which, by the way, they are sponsored by a company. So yeah, like, don't you think that's gonna raise a lot of alarms? Superman, symbol of hope.
I think in the case of um, like for example, they do like interpose themselves unilaterally in things like Justice League Unlimited, but like never as like always just force first. It's always to de-escalate as much as possible until they are attacked, that they then choose to be reactive rather than proactive. And they contextualize their actions much better in that series and in the comics more than they do in this film. I think the only like recent DC film, and I don't even remember when this film came out, is the Batman. That's like the only DC film I can think of that's been good.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the Penguin TV show follow up. That show is phenomenal.
Yeah, but I was thinking of just movies.
Yeah, yeah,
And then like I guess Joker, but like
yeah, just Joker. There was no sequel.
that clown is getting raped.
Oh my god. No, see, it's funny. Do you think that that decision to have Joker get raped was just a giant middle finger to Zack Snyder?
And not just to Zack Snyder. I think it was just a middle finger to like the idea of making him do a sequel. Like, I'm sorry. Why would you give the guy who is notorious for never wanting to do sequels and then making them in a way to where they never get another sequel, to then make a sequel to a very controversial but very well like a movie
It's a
that
good
made a lot of
movie.
money.
Like
Like,
one
I'm
of the like
sorry.
I think it was
I
it's the
would have, if
hype.
I was the executive, I would have been like, I don't really care. Like, I would have said it to his face. I don't really care, like, what you think. I know for a fact, given your track record, that you don't like sequels. Like, give them an outline, and then maybe I will either shoot it down or I will allow it. But I do not want you touching this film. I thank you for what you've done, but please leave.
Honestly, he
No,
probably would have thanked you for that.
isn't it funny? Like Joker at the time was the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time at the time.
Yeah.
So it's insane to me. Like, isn't it funny too? Like a lot of people were expecting this movie to be like a whole like John Lennon type situation where somebody would go crazy and start shooting up the place, and people got mad when that didn't happen. I thought that was hilarious.
Not it like at the time it pissed me off. On some degree, it still does. But like, I'm just sort of like, people like that are very, very sad individuals. I have no time for them, and I'm too busy trying to work on my own stuff to really care. It's like
Yeah,
you are. No, I'm not. I'm not. I am not even inebriated. So like, I will definitely go off the cuff. So
yeah.
show
Fair
my
enough.
artwork, please.
Yes, here we go. Boom.
The Pochmo.
I guess yeah. The
Thank you very
Pocho
much again.
the Pocho looks really good. Although now I gotta be annoying and ask how exactly is the art of Trago coming along?
It's going to be coming along faster because I was working on this at the same time. So now this is like, now I have to, the only thing now that I have left of this is to do a short for this and then find a suitable roar for this. And then it's just Trago time.
Yeah.
It's
Zim, I have
Trago time.
If you want, I could give you kind of an idea for what I have in mind for Trago's roar, because it's a mix of have what are the chances you've seen Dungeon Meshi?
I've seen clips.
Fallon's scream from that is kind of that, the -1 roar, and then the roar of the Dominion Giga.
If you can like give me all those, like give me clips where the audio is pretty clear, I could work something.
But I've also like fiddled with the pitch of Fallon's scream to make it sound more masculine.
Again, if you've got files, just send them to me and I can download them.
I have a file, but it isn't like it wasn't the cleanest edit, kind of more just a proof of concept rather than anything final.
Fair enough.
Oh, Zim, I have a question for you. How come you only draw monsters facing the one direction?
Because I'm right-handed.
But he's facing to the left.
No, he's facing to the left. So as I draw, it is easier to have like the strokes and stuff that direction for my hand rather than the other direction.
What if you need him to face the front, for example,
What do you mean by face the front? Like have him face in profile?
towards you? Yeah, towards you.
In profile, that's not as bad because it's forward rather than that way. So like, let me actually, yeah. So let me move over to this so I can do it. And give me 1 second while I do this.
Maybe
There
to
we go.
remove.
No. Can you still see my cursor?
I saw it for a second. And I was big.
Can you still see it now?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see it now?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, that stroke right there is easier to do from left to right than it would be from right to left. But, like, if I really wanted to, I could just invert the entire image without issue. And I have done that before for certain brush strokes. But, like, a lot of these strokes are just easier to do because my hand is going this way rather than if I was doing it left to right, I'd have to do it like this way, which is just harder, or like this way, where it just doesn't feel as natural. I've been trying to work on things from the other side just to work on the muscle memory on that. But that's like probably that's the main reason why everything is facing this direction is just because I'm right-handed.
Yeah, because from your art, like most of the monsters are just like most of the time we get like side profiles. I don't never see monsters like facing the front, looking back. You know, more stylized poses. It's more like a. I don't mean this in a mean way. I'm trying to remain as like analytical
Oh no,
as I can.
no, like
A lot of your if I look at your image at your pictures, at your drawings, at your artwork in a sequence, if you told me those were NFTs, I would believe you.
oh no, what's it called? I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I would say actually no. I would say I'd feel flattered that you call them NFTs because like some of the line work is kind of sloppy to the point where I'd be like, if someone tried to sell it as an NFT, it would not make any money at all.
Yeah, no, I would recommend, trying to, try and do different profile, instead of doing side profiles, try, having them face the front, experiment with foreshortening, try like more dynamic poses, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on more dynamic poses. It's just sort of like just having the time to work on those poses and then get them to a stage where I'm comfortable, where I'm like, this actually looks good enough to where I feel like posting it.
Yeah, fair
Like
enough.
I'd say, let me do one thing. Let's go with this one right here. Let me move that. Share again. There you go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like with this, I've been working more on at least getting the proportions of the rest of the head down. So one of the next one of these like little GIF things with his design is getting it so that you actually see his head from a different angle as well as the rest of the body. But yeah, like you're definitely right on that front.
Yeah, I need to get back to drawing, dude. I
think it's also a fact too, is like since I do the shorts as well, it's also a matter of like since it is also content too, it's like doing improvement content versus like content which is like I feel appropriate to upload is always like one thing versus another.
Yeah, fair enough.
Actually, let me find one design that like actually you kind of see the head at like a different angle if I can find it real quick before we head off. Oh,
you look.
Interestingly enough,
Yeah.
this is from a while ago. This is like one of the only times I actually did a design that faced his head was facing right. And I think
Boom, 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 boom.
yeah, like that was one design from a while ago that I did where the design faced a different direction. Let's see. Oh, my robot. That's like one of the only times where you actually saw a design faced forward. And I think the only reason why I had him facing forward is because the side silhouette just would not be that interesting to look at. So the pose was specifically done in a way to where you get as much of the design as possible.
Yeah, that looks better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me because I'm trying to picture this animated. Whenever I look at pictures, like whenever I see drawings and stuff, I try to picture them, like imagine them animated.
Yeah.
And my mind right now for your style immediately went to Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Really?
Yeah, because it has that flat. It has that flat card-like look to it that looks very 2D. But the turns that they make, it just gives the illusion that there's actually three-dimensional space there, while
Hmm.
also still maintaining that boardy like card look. If you get what I mean? Because like
Yeah, I get what you mean.
yeah, they look like cardboard cutouts,
Mm,
placed on a table. But then when they actually turn, oh wait, no, there's actually like three-dimensional space there. So
yeah.
that's what I would go with. Yeah.
I guess
Just
like one last thing to show off, if you can, Vic.
Yes.
Like the one thing I do like probably more than anything else when I do face forward is like humans. Those are a little bit easier to do at different poses, but I also can always try to do it at an angle where you can see the full body in its detail rather than like just at a side or as like face forward. Because like you can always like I think one thing I need to definitely do is do like a turnstile like for some of these characters. But
all right.
always improving. Plus, I have not like done any more work on like Blender and stuff, which I really need to get back into.
Yeah. Speaking, I guess one last thing, and then then you're free to go.
I'm
I think
free.
I think just to let you know, I am more than up for making a carnivores mod for New World Dragons as just like an exercise in putting the designs into a 3-dimensional space. And also just because it would be fun.
Oh no, definitely. Like I would love to do that.
I've been thinking about the roster because honestly, if the mod was made in the Modders Edition engine, we aren't really pressed with only like 15 creatures, some like ambience included. We like Carnivores Fallen Kings got like close to like over 50 individual creatures. Like there's a lot of stuff you could get done. We don't have to do that much, but we aren't pressed for like roster space. That is what I'm telling you.
I think it'd be something where like I think it would make more sense for us to do a mod like with a smaller roster and then progressively because we'd have all like the code as well as the models and stuff to where if need be we could just redo the mod and just keep adding more after we get like past a certain limit because I think it would make more sense to develop a mod that's playable with a smaller roster and then hype up like a new version of the mod with more inclusions.
Yeah, so you could I could definitely see Fate, the first version has everything from like I don't know, like Agathomas and my the Sabertooth King Drake and all that, and then next stuff you start seeing stuff like Baryonyx. Because Baryonyx is going to be in this, but it's actually based off of like the quadrupedal depictions from old books.
Yes.
Because I think I mentioned this, but I want to get Barnum 2.0 done before the one-on-one thing, which is probably going to be what comes after the next two drawings of Trago, because I'm also going to do a running pose with more dynamic point of view. And also doing of how his atomic breath works. Because I've thought about how his atomic breath, nuclear pulse, and just all that stuff actually works in his body, and even the absolutely insane stuff like his burning equivalent, because he doesn't have burning Godzilla. He has something akin to energized, but not not like burning. Think of go with the opposite direction instead of burning.
Okay, I got you. No, Vic. No.
Yeah.
Shimo is a kaiju presence.
But she's the opposite of burning, bro. She's ice.
Kick the Shimo.
Oh no, Zim, what's the J.R. Tolkien quote? Kill Shimo, roundhouse kick Shimo in the head, stir fry him.
Yeah,
what's Shimo in a hobbit pan.
No. Total Shimo death, kill Shimos, fry Shimos, roundhouse kick a giant dog into the trash can, throw Shimos into Access Monday. Stir fry Shimo eyes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Feed baby Shimos to Scar Kings. Enslave Shimos.
True. So true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I
Total
guess if you
Shimo death.
guys, if you have anything, I guess left to shell out, I guess from Zim to Black Already and then Crew, if you want to just shell out anything more, we'll probably end it off after that.
Fair enough. I guess because I'm gonna dip like right after this because I am tired as all balls. There's gonna be a stream on Tuesday. I don't know exactly what it is just yet. I'm gonna be prepping it either tomorrow or Sunday, and I got some shorts prepped, and I'm gonna be working on a video that I'm editing. I've got other people editing stuff. It's gonna be a good time.
It's not the community stream, is it?
No, I was gonna try to do that on a day close to like a Thursday or Friday if I got one of those off.
Because I just I'm gonna talk to you about some stuff regarding that. I want you to wait until I get those books.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Because there's some stuff in there that's gonna help a lot for my case.
No, makes sense.
Especially the second one, the Say It Well book.
Yeah.
All right, Black Already.
So I'm canceling my Zack Snyder video because of the merger. Because I really thought Netflix was gonna get Warner Brothers, but it turned out Paramount got Warner Brothers. So now making the video feels kind of pointless now. So I just, I don't see a point in making it anymore. So sorry, no more Zack Snyder for the time being.
No more Snyder. He is truly dead.
I'm sorry. I have forsaken our Lord and Savior. But I am still gonna make those Dune videos. After I make those Dune videos, if nothing else comes up, then I will try to focus full time on the Moon Knight video. Still need to read the original comics before I go reread the Jeff Lemire Lunatic arc before I actually start rewatching the actual show. It's hot garbage. And after that, I'm gonna probably, we'll see if it's in the cards for me, because right now money's pretty tight. So if it's in the cards for me, I'll try and focus my attention back on GVK, and from that point we'll see what happens. And also stream tomorrow, depending on my hosts, it will be either on Godzilla Just Pray or the final installment in the Max Allo series, or penultimate, depending on the popularity of the streams. And I just uploaded a new song on Rumble. It's a cover for the OST of Jarhead. The movie sucks, but it's pretty fun if you just ignore all the Marine Corps stereotypes. That is just like the entire movie is just Marine Corps, the stereotype, but it's fun and it's got a really neat soundtrack. It's Raining Oil. You can check it out on Rumble, where I post my music. And Patreon, buy me a coffee. I have a Discord, and yeah, that's it.
All right, Kuru, you're up.
I'm in the scripting process of my Gogmazios video because I am going to glaze the ever-living shit out of that monster. And I don't know. That's kind of, I haven't focused too much on YouTube stuff because I've just been focused on getting a job over here.
Hey, watch your language.
Job, employment, work.
You're breaking my heart, Guru.
You're too
Back vacation jump scare.
You're too late, Blackaroony. I've already finished it. My secret weapon, the Employmentinator. With this, no one in the tri-state area will be unemployed.
No. The age of unemployment has ended. No more jobless fucks. Follow me, and you will never not make money again. Work hard.
Work up!
I will lead us all into stability.
The
No,
stability.
I
am
Jobatron! Jobatron! No. I am linked. We are linked in. We carry the. No. Wait, Kuru. We are linked in. We carry employment. We fight for applications. We'll honor their names. We are linked in. His courage our own. Together unbroken. I don't know what rhymes with unbroken.
Job.
You know which song I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. That shit ass Charlie Kirk song.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, I actually watched a short that was the real Charlie Kirk post-mortem, and for the first 30 seconds I thought it was one of those Kirkified images, and I couldn't tell until I actually saw the channel.
I saw an entire, like, someone made a photo and just edited Kirk's face over like a gallery of an entire ballroom, and me and my friends spent a good 30 minutes laughing at it, just realizing how even the people who had their faces like half obscured in shadows had been Kirked.
I cannot watch Avengers Endgame the same way after the passing of Charlie Kirk. Every time I look at Tony Stark, I just see his face.
You have a problem.
Just one?
No, you've got a few. We got some shit to address.
Yeah.
No, like,
again,
actually, hold up. Like, I guess I'll go ahead and mention, because in the community stream, there is some stuff I was actually wanting to discuss with you specifically. Just some things that I feel need to be addressed, and I don't know if they have been or if they've been brought to your attention. And I think could do you some good in hearing.
Mayhaps.
I don't know.
See.
We'll see what happens.
I'm very picky about that kind of stuff, so we'll see.
Okay, well, you guys settle that. But for now, thank you guys for coming on to the stream so late. Appreciate it. You know, this is just a little test drive to get back into the game, and I'd say it went off with a good success. But thank you everyone who joined in the audience. Atomic Convoy, if you're still there, thank you for joining us. And without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Kaiju Seekers, over and out. And ending stream.